Welcome back to TVTravis. I'm Travis and I'm here at Open Sauce, San Mateo, California. And you guessed it, I'm here making a video for my friend Science Bob and my friends over at the CrunchLabs booth who were generous enough to hand me a pass through the gates. I guess I'm now a speaker at Open Sauce. I hope Will Osman knows that. And for those of you who don't know who Will Osman is, he's a YouTuber, creator of weird stuff, and the guy who organized this entire convention.
Good morning, my name is William Osman. This is my giant Open Sauce robot head.
He's also a super nice person, and now that the event is over, was generous enough to sit down and talk to me about it.
An event that brings a community together from makers to YouTubers is what I wanted, and the ones that existed that did that sort of died, and that made me sad because making videos and building robots can be a little bit of an isolating life, because there's not a high likelihood that you live right next door to somebody or you have a friend in school who likes to build things. Like, some people get lucky and they have, like really good engineering programs in high school and middle school, but I didn't have that. And so I was kind of the only kid making stuff, and I didn't have many friends to share that with, or even teachers had really no idea what I was trying to do. I like having a community to share stuff with, and the internet and YouTube has enabled that, but it's all virtual. And so to remedy the isolation of having a niche kind of hobby and lifestyle and a relatively isolating career that is making videos, I wanted to do something in real life. That's the personal reason that I put Open Sauce together. Now, the logical reason I put Open Sauce together is because I thought it would be easy and I thought it would be affordable. And it was neither of those things. It was very hard and very expensive. It's like sort of consumed my life. But it's important, like, I love the event. I love seeing the cool stuff people do. I love getting kids interested in science and engineering and rewarding them instead of, the system kind of maybe punishing kids for trying to do ambitious things and people not being excited about it. I think that it's important to, live your life in a way that gets people excited about theirs.
What a great sentiment. And somebody who lives their life in a way that inspires me is Pojo, the guy who gave me the speaker pass. Who worked for Zach King for 4 years before joining the team at CrunchLabs in January, right before the rocket launch video, so I didn't get to feature him. So I'm gonna do that now and show you a little bit of the speaking he did to earn this badge, along with Marcu, also from my rocket video, which you should go check out.
I got hired in as another person with a YouTube pulse, having been in the industry for a long time, just help give him more data points, because as an engineer, that's what he operates off of. Collecting all the data, and then it goes into making it happen. Yeah, before I joined Mark, I worked for Zach King for 4 years, and that's, with the VFX, it is everything. Basically, when you enter the creative, you should be able to put Mark on the moon, and that's the creative side. And then it goes into feasibility. After we find the ideas we love, we like to swap hats. We have our creative hats, limitless money, limitless creativity. And then you swap over to production, swap over into engineering, and then you start bringing down that primary vision. You want to have the ideal, and then everything else will pull it back. Timelines, when is Mark available? How much money do we have? How much time do we have? Is there a brand associated? Is there a deadline on that? All of those things then pull back from the ideal, but ultimately you always want to start with ideal, and then you pull back from there.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest filters though is there a story there? Because if you look at all of Mark's videos, it's ultimately they're storytelling devices with a science and engineering skin on it.
And this is something I struggle with as a YouTuber who wants to make video essays about topics. Video essays inherently don't lend themselves to being presented as a story. That's why I've been experimenting lately with going out and talking to real people. Something that Pojo and Marcu brought up that is IMO pretty prescient is that as AI takes over video and content creation, more and more people are going to flock to authentic human interactions. That's how I edit videos. I'm always trying to bring out people's authentic personalities. I've been told I got a talent for it.
Ultimately, what you do is that you find what you're passionate about, and you tell that story, and people will gravitate towards it. Because as AI continues to grow and take over a lot of areas within media, one of the things that people are hungry for and starving for, as you can see with Ryan Trahan, is just that authenticity. There are so many examples of this, of creators of all sizes, where you find a thing that you can tell the story as authentic to yourself as you can, and people will find you. And but continually to try. You don't know the part of you that people will resonate with until you show a lot of parts of you to a lot of people.
Yeah, get your laughs out. You know what he means. things. Something I kind of noticed while walking around open source and seeing how people were using AI, that seems like kind of what everybody's trying to solve for. Connecting with this weird, inhuman thing in a way that doesn't rot your brain.
All right, I'm going to attempt to do a walk and talk here through the crowd. You know, I don't really do a whole lot of like maker videos. I'm more of like a art guy or whatever. If you've seen my Maker Faire video, this is a little bit of a follow-up to that one.
Open source is run by YouTubers and engineer for YouTuber and engineer. And you'll get a much better experience at open source because me, who wants open source to exist, is making open source what I want it to be, which is a cool collection of more, kind of hardcore science and engineering and robotics and mechanical stuff. And then the YouTube community that I love. It's like kind of a very cool crowd of people that are attracted to the open source. And it makes me very happy.
I met some folks last year. Kyle Hill, that was pretty cool. Absurd Curiosity Cole, he's pretty cool. This is where you build your network, your success network, like I was talking about in my first video. Success is all about who you know, and places like this are where you find them. I was talking to folks over at Team Valkyrie. I just think of myself as more like digital with what I do, right? And like not just like hands-on and like doing stuff like that.
But that's like especially in electromechanical everything now. That's
true. That's true.
The story as the physical.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like she was saying, it's a mindset thing being a creator, not necessarily a what you make.
You're a
little
creator.
bit. Yeah.
A creator maker is a creator maker. Like
True.
you see the world as how can I contribute, not how can I
Yeah. That's a good point. You want to create a world that is better, or do you want to, I don't know, make a world for profit? And I don't want to do that.
The YouTubers in the STEM space, I think, have done enormous things for the engineering community by helping to get kids into STEM, because there's not really a whole lot of other things to get kids excited about engineering. Like, I don't really know what exists in the world right now that kids watch.
It used to be Mythbusters.
Right. And that doesn't exist. So open source is made by the people who like the event for the people who like the event. Everything there is tangible and has value. It's almost, it's all like art, right? It's these insane, unhinged, horrible ideas people had, and they're like, oh, I need to get this out of my head so that I don't have to think about it anymore, and they can only do that by bringing it into the real world. And so everything at the event, including the featured creators, like they all do something that contributes to the idea of the event. Everything there is something cool. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, it's not just like, hey, here's an idea, or here's a famous person. It's like, here's people who do things, some of them are famous. That's what I love about this, is like minus all the YouTube stuff and minus all the videos, everyone at Open Source does cool things. And you're not gonna find that at any other event, ever.
Fans of my channel might have realized by now that I have 3 types of video that I make. I got topic videos where I do a video essay basically about something I know a lot about. I do event videos where I go to a place like this and learn about a thing. Science Bob actually wants me to do a series where I talk about conventions in general, so maybe we'll do that. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos about conventions. I might be going back to Maker Faire this year. And then the third type of video is that my channel's like meta-narrative is that it's a cult. Kind of abandoned that a little bit, and I get it. It's a little high concept right now. We'll see if we get back into it. So this is one of those second videos where I go to an event and learn about a thing. And in this case, it's open source and I'm learning about things that are way over my head.
And speaking of people talking about things way over my head,
Hey, it's us! We're all here at, I was about to say Maker Faire, at Open Source!
I ran into another familiar face from my rocket launch video, Ian, who seemed like he might be in technical heaven. His favorite booth was this one, where they were developing a way to detect underground unexploded bombs from airplanes using magnetic eddy currents, whatever those are. And Ian, like Pojo, was also giving a speech. But instead of Marcu, he had a real-life astronaut on stage with him, which is fitting seeing as he designed SatGus.
When you democratize something, you have to accept the good and the bad. And I think that's what we're seeing. With AI, there's incredibly exciting things. Can we find cures for diseases faster than we ever have before? I don't have to tell you the list. There's incredibly bad things that could happen. One thing that keeps me hopeful is that human beings are malleable creatures. From the wheel to the gasoline engine, like all of a sudden horses were gone off the road, right, in like 1912. When television came out, when radio, the same feeling was in each of the people that thought about it deeply. There's incredibly exciting things and incredibly terrifying things. And I remain hopeful that human beings are resilient, malleable creatures and that we're going to figure it out and we're going to be okay.
And the astronaut he shared the stage with was also speaking my language.
But occasionally this flat earth thing, like people would come up to my kids and be like, your dad's not really in space.
So science communicators, get to work and stop this flat earth business for us, please.
I got you covered, Mr. Astronaut. See, I made a couple videos about the final experiment last year, which sought to end the flat earth debate once and for all. So go check those videos out. And speaking of things you should check out, Ian had a booth at OpenSauce last year demoing his real-life Flappy Bird game, and he just released a video about it over on his channel. Now, I'm somewhat biased because my former Onion coworker Sam edited the video, and I think he did a great job. And Pojo and Ian are great, but the folks I was maybe most excited to see here at OpenSauce were Team Valkyrie from the show BattleBots, who recently won the BattleBots Face-Off competition in Las Vegas in November 2024, which is last year for me right now. And none other than yours truly edited their walkout video.
Inside the BattleBots, we strive for design excellence. Since 2018, Valkyrie has been competing on BattleBots, and every year we collaborate, we debate, we prototype, we try, we test, we iterate, and continue to try new things to make Valkyrie better and better. I'm Valkyrie's captain, Leanne Cushing, and I will see you in the BattleBots.
And, you know, maybe I take credit for them winning the tournament. So anyway, I brought a little something along to get autographed. And I got to talk to Leanne, you know, from the video, who has very cool Valkyrie blue themed hair.
One of the things that makes Valkyrie different from other robots is we really like to think of ourselves as a calling card of you can do this too. We like to help out mentoring other teams, whether it's BattleBots or First Robotics, and try to encourage and inspire the next generation of kids to go into STEM because we're having harder and harder problems in the world and we need more people to help solve them. And so one of the things that locally here with Valkyrie Space is we have some kids that are like middle school age that we have been helping with their like tiny 1 and 3 pound robots because those are a lot more affordable and easy to get involved and get like that hunger. And the hope is maybe some of them will want to go into like a STEM field or get into engineering so they can make more competitive robots and not just like to drive.
And as Leanne mentioned, they mentored Melissa here, who I actually know because I'm a fan of their pizza bot, who competes in minor league combat robotics here in the Bay.
My name's Melissa. I have been doing combat robots because my son got really into it. So we started with this burger bot. So we realized that getting started with combat robots was actually really hard. So we set up a booth here at OpenSauce to really show people all the different ways they can get started with combat robots. This is Indigo.
Hello.
He fought with this.
We've done really well with it. We got 5th in USA Nationals. For people who like destroying things, this is definitely the sport you like.
And while I don't have a robot yet, the person who got me into combat robots is my friend Bam, who's pulling double duty both as a real-life celebrity BattleBot pilot on Team Valkyrie and working the CrunchLabs booth because she's a toy designer there. In addition to driving and working on a full-size BattleBot, she also has her own minor league bot named Nightlight, based on the design of Valkyrie herself. And I've seen her compete a few times now, and I'm currently working on a video about her reign of terror in the California minor league circuit. So like and subscribe for a video about Bam and BattleBots. Or else. Now that I'd checked off everything important on my list, it was finally time to put Pojo's speaker badge to use.
Oh hey, I was just talking about you. The real magic of Pojo's speaker badge that he gave me is that it gets me into the creator lounge.
Whoa, that's cool.
You're cool.
Well, you're a creator.
Oh. All right, so I'm heading into the creator area here, and they don't really let you film or record audio, so that's not gonna be part of this video, but I'll take a picture. I just came back from the creator lounge there. I got to meet some pretty cool people back there. I got to meet Vsauce, Michael from Vsauce. That was pretty cool. Niall Red. And I got to meet Action Lab. Action Lab's real cool. He's got a video about in a vacuum when you drop a drop of water, it doesn't splash. You should go check it out. Who else did I meet? Oh, I met Tom Scott. That was pretty sick. He's a very nice man, very smart.
And he called me up for accidentally leaving my mic on in the creator lounge.
You still have a mic on.
Go. That's right.
I'm gonna steal hello behind this.
And that second voice is Colin Furs. Very entertaining man. I really enjoyed hanging out with him.
It's a video.
I also got to meet Integza, who's here all the way from Portugal. He's very nice. Man, what a trio to go sit down and talk to. And the Creator Lounge obviously isn't the only place to meet these people. A lot of them are just wandering around the convention. So here's just some of the people I actually got to see. Medi, aka Electro Booze.
It's a big deal.
Joel Creates. I'm actually in a Discord chat with him. Now finally got to meet him IRL. BubbleBot inventor Lucian, who you might remember from my Maker Faire video, and his girlfriend Jane. Sean Hodgins. And Science Bob challenged me to find Captain Disillusion without the makeup. There he is. And of course, Ruben.
Open Sauce 25.
So the next thing I would really want to do at Open Sauce 2026 is I want to do food creators. Because I think that cooking channels on YouTube and cooking creators are really similar. It's kind of an art, it's kind of chemistry. Like obviously it's not exactly the same, but you have to do a lot of trial and error to cook well. And cooking is a very universal experience that lots of people like. Cooking is a thing that solves a problem at our event, which is people want to eat. I really think it would be fun to make a large cooking component of the event next year, where this whole experience of food, which you need to buy to live, becomes like a component of the event instead of just like, let's go to the food truck and buy something. It's like another experience. I'd love to not have food trucks and only do YouTube food. Yeah, it's a lot of food though, because it's like 20 food trucks wasn't quite enough for this year, and so you can imagine 20 food trucks worth of kitchen is like a big undertaking. You know, you learn a lot. You learn a lot running events. It's like, imagine running a 200 weddings at the same time is what it is. Like, you think a wedding is bad? Imagine having to deal with so much more. You know, when things go wrong, they go really wrong, and so we spend a lot of time to ensure that we don't have like big problems. There's always problems, but the big problems, we've pretty much avoided them every year. You know, every year coming out of Open Sauce, we think of what we can do better or improve for next year, and I think what my plan is to keep the event the same size, which means I'm pretty sure it's gonna sell out really quick next year, which I'm pretty sure will tell me exactly like how much money we have to spend on cool new experiences like the food stuff. Like, I'm not allowed to exhibit basically. Like, I wanna do fun things as the event, and we have to be really careful doing that because it ends up costing money, and if we can't pay our vendors, then I have to find money somewhere else. I really like doing cool stuff. I would like to do more than just sort of display the building for other, you know, it's like a BYOB party. Like someone's just giving the house and you have to bring the food and the booze. Like, I would like to contribute something. Like, I would like to brew a beer for the event, but it's not a regular beer, it's clear beer, like Crystal Pepsi.
That sort of stuff is what locks people in for like life. I'm going to this event, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's art, dude. Like, people like to do dumb things. I like to do dumb things, and then you share it with people who do dumb things. Like, that's what Open Sauce is to me. It's like, I want to be able to do that stuff.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this 2-minute montage of the dumb but cool stuff that I saw at Open Sauce this year. There he is. So one of the things I always try and advocate for on my channel that I personally struggle with sometimes is, you know, finding hope in the world. Listen, there's infinite problems out there, but there's also infinite solutions to those problems. And sometimes it's hard to see those things unless you go to a place like Open Sauce where it's all out on display. It's easy to hyper-focus on making video essays about the problems in the world, but finding solutions to those problems and highlighting them and getting people interested in things like STEM and art, I don't know, that's one of those things I'm always trying to do in my personal life as well as my professional life. And the folks at Open Sauce like Will, Team Valkyrie, and Melissa and Indigo also want to do that. Like Leanne said, it's about creating and giving back to the world, not destroying and taking for yourself. So before we close out, I just want to go over some of my actual favorite things that I saw at Open Sauce, starting with this absolutely perfect moment that I cannot believe I caught on film. And that moment was made possible by these guys. When you go to a convention like OpenSauce, you'll see these little robots that people built driving around causing mischief. And speaking of causing mischief, I got to work with this guy, Blip, but I know him as Fat Tail. This guy here almost killed my friend Mark Rober. And this is a glasses-free 3D TV, something I used to do for my internship back at Lansing Community College. It captures a bunch of pictures with these cameras and creates something called a Gaussian splat, which then gets projected through a lenticular screen. Very cool tech. And I thought maybe my favorite Chicago mural artist, Heber Brantley, was here, but I think this guy was just inspired by Flyboy. Great painting regardless. And I found out after the fact, apparently this guy invented BitTorrent. Should I blur his face? I'm gonna blur his face. So I talked to the inventor of this remote control life-size Dalek, which keen-eyed viewers might have seen in my Maker Faire video. Turns out the guy who invented it was a teacher. And this is actually his second version.
Are you having fun today? Make sure you get my good side, or else.
He made version 1.0 during lockdown with his son, out of cardboard.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
And just as he was showing me the inside, he got a phone call and had to pack up and meet someone somewhere. But this is what it looks like inside a real-life Dalek. Very well labeled. These guys made a pneumatic Rubik's Cube solver and won a Guinness World Record for solving it in like 0.1 seconds. Even for my slow-mo, that's fast. You can also scramble it yourself. Anybody who's seen my octopus video knows I'm gonna go crazy for an octopus arm. Check this thing out. It's all run by these little cables and motors that are talking to this joystick thing.
Oh my god.
Okay, interesting. And of course, I had to leave my mark. And so I landed back at the CrunchLabs booth where Science Bob and Pojo were hard at work making fidget spinners. That's what you do at the CrunchLabs booth. You make a fidget spinner out of bits and bobs and UV activated resin. So if you ever see the CrunchLabs booth at a convention like OpenSauce or Maker Faire, which is coming up at the end of September, stop by and make one yourself. They usually have a cool special running on build boxes, and heck, maybe you can even meet the makers of some of your favorite CrunchLabs toys.
So there you have it. That's OpenSauce 2025. We got to see some cool stuff, meet some cool people, and see how the world's gonna change for the better in the future. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe and all that crap. Talk to you next time.
I don't know, what do you think?
Oh, you coming to OpenSauce next year? You can't come next year.